Hello guys, it's Modest Major here, bringing you a commentary over some 18 and 2, team doubles gameplay. I'm playing with a fellow iHalo owner by the name of Silly Solomon. It's a relatively fast-paced gameplay. I pick up a lot of power weapons in the game, but don't seem to actually do much with them. But today I wanted to talk about a topic that I find myself talking to friends about this quite a lot in commentaries, in parties, Xbox Live parties, quite a lot, and that is the state of single-player games and the idea of mascots, and how Sega and Nintendo always used to have a mascot battle going on. It used to be Mario versus Sonic, and then companies like Naughty Dog brought out Crash Bandicoot, and then there was Spyro on the PS1. And how all these cartoony kids games mascots used to come around, and it always used to be if you didn't have a mascot going for you, and if your mascot wasn't strong enough, you were screwed. And now that practice is completely been rid of. I mean, Mario games still sell like hotcakes, and Mario games still will always do well, but I just think that is because it is such an established brand, and the game design is just undeniably good. But at the same time, I feel like if they were to make any missteps in their game design, they would be completely destroyed. They would be gone. And the only thing that's really kept them going is that the last two games that they created, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, were both very, very good Nintendo games that managed to sell quite a lot and get pretty goddamn high reviews. The Mario Kart games still show to do well. They're system sellers. Mario Kart Wii is bundled with many console games, Wii consoles, and I believe it is the second highest selling game on that console. Then there is Mario Kart on the DS, which I think also did very well and managed to boost 3DS sales quite a bit, which it actually needed because the 3DS was doing terribly. And it's just interesting to see that it takes so little importance, it takes so little, it's got much less significance in today's gaming age than it used to have, and how the market has shifted. And I think a lot of kids nowadays, they see their older brothers playing Call of Duty and hardcore games, and they feel like it will be frowned upon if they were to play small adventure games, that they weren't as necessarily hardcore, quote-unquote, if they play games like Spyro and Mario and whatever new mascots would come around. I just don't think they'd sell very well. It's almost as if kids would feel patronised if they were given, these little mascots. And I feel like a lot of people, I think even in this day and age, I meet plenty of people in parties who, if I say, I play Mario, and they're just like, you play Mario? Are you a kid or something? What are you talking about, Mario? Who plays Mario anymore? And it's rather disheartening, because the way I see it, the Mario games and the Sonic games, they were not easy games. Call of Duty spoon-feed you, and just because it has a more hardcore connotations to it and more hardcore themes does not make it a more hardcore game. Call of Duty, you can get a care package and boom, you've got a freaking helicopter. Sonic, no. You had to get past the first level and the second boss and stuff like that. You had to get past boss fights, difficult levels, and the level design was extremely competent and extremely well thought out. And there was nothing in the game that felt like it was, although the actual themes of the game were childish in nature, the gameplay most certainly was not. It was not an easy game. Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of the most notoriously hard platforming games that there have ever existed. Super Mario World, pretty goddamn hard game to finish, especially if you didn't take any shortcuts. And Spyro, that was not an easy game by any means. And overall, I feel like people have the wrong impression. I feel like there's just too much emphasis nowadays on the idea of being a quote-unquote hardcore gamer, and not enough emphasis on let's try and have a fun game. Let's not worry about what people think of us. I mean, come on, we're already playing games. We're already segregating ourselves from the hive mind of games kill people, games make people fight, and games make guns kill people and stuff like that, stupid stuff like that. I mean, we're already segregating ourselves from the main community by sticking to this hobby. Why do you have to be concerned about what aspects you enjoy of that hobby? Why do you have to be concerned about what you're playing within that hobby? It just seems like it's almost insecurity, and I just don't really get it. I miss these games, man. Like, I miss you know, just platforming games in general. I miss the idea of a Crash Bandicoot game coming out, and they used to be such solid games, such solid level design, and the characters were really intriguing, and it was punishing difficulty levels. And I feel like people just don't have the attention span for it, I guess. I feel like Call of Duty and games like Halo, they give you such an instant adrenaline rush. You're put in a lobby in a matter of seconds. There you go. You found 2 teams to play with. You found 2 teams, you know, one that you're on and one that they're on. In a matter of seconds, you've just had to press a button and you've got a fast-paced, frenetic multiplayer experience. I feel like multiplayer has really watered down the level design and the story design capabilities of many companies now, because this is just too instant access. It's like a drug. It's just like, oh, well, I'd rather stay on my Halo or my Call of Duty because it just gives me, you know, quick pleasure. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this rather different commentary. I've been Modest Major. Peace.